We are once again back for round number 4, and we're going to be taking a look at a new matchup. It's going to be loading into the room here, nice and slow. But yeah, we got to see a bit of diversity here. Got to see some shadows in Tsukuyomi last round. You know, got to discuss Locke, how things are going to go in the game. And it's also like, we're pretty close to it in the Japanese server too, because realistically it's like, what, next month we're gonna have the end of Limit Break in Japanese, and then we go into Break Right Set 1, and then it's just a matter of time. Break Right Set 2 or 3, so we're looking at basically September, October will be Link Joker. So yeah.
Who knows, who knows? So we have Scary Money, who was earlier in the round, who took the win over a Overlord matchup. I think it was WY. I think he took his win over previous round before. And he's versus Patrician Pat, who actually plays a lot of pro play events. And he only plays OTT. I've only seen him play OTT. When set 1 was out, he only played OTT. And that's all I ever see him play. He is a dedicated loyalist to the to the CEO.
Okay. He wants to stay in the hierarchical ladder.
Yeah.
Support the CEO.
Yep. Banks and bonds, dude. Banks and bonds.
Yes. All kinds of bonds. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Another OTT matchup. This was like a thing people were memeing about back in the Vanguard Zero Championship finals, or how, like, because it was like 3-deck conquest format, and a lot of people had like OTT in their lineup, but they would never bring it out, and people always were like excited for it, and that would never happen. And it's like, hey, here you go, here's your OTT games.
True. I think it's because you were mentioning this either, I think, at the Vision event or at another event you're probably doing commentary for, that people weren't really too safe playing this archetype into the big 3, into the big 4, sorry, like into the MLBs, into the Dotas and stuff, like pretty apprehensive about it. And I think with the global, they just they're loyal to whatever clan they love. If you like Spike Brothers or Narukami or whatever, it doesn't matter how the meta looks, they'll probably still keep on playing it at a pretty high level, which I really like. Yeah,
absolutely. And it's quite nice. Sometimes you don't get that kind of, like, especially if you're a competitive person, like, you just kind of think like, oh, I if I want to actually climb, I better play like the best decks. So you kind of feel that pressure, and then, like, no matter how much you love your clan, if it's not that great, it could get like really demotivating. But yeah, some people just go for it anyway. Anyhow, I'm gonna get into this round. So round 4 now. Looking at some good stuff here. Let's take a look.
So we have a Goddess, a Half Moon doing a bit of damage, and then we have a...
Yep. Alright, so now, man, MLB starting their turn with 3 damage is pretty good. You just get to... You have a choice of like Star Calling or you know, just Blaster Blading. Are you actually looking at the Royal player's perspective or the OTT?
I'm looking at the Royal. Are you looking at the OTT?
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, yeah. We in here. Alright. Alright, good.
So,
okay. Like the Star Call.
Star Call. Blaster Dark. Hey, that's pretty perfect, actually. You get to push, kill the Tom, push with the Blade, and then just slice and dice with the MLB. And then you get that sweet information that they don't have PGs in hand unless they draw one off of this draw. Oh, baby!
They clean?
Oh,
they're clean
my god.
Are they clean?
That actually happened. It actually happened. He had no PG in hand, and he top decked it from the 3rd damage draw.
Oh my god.
Oh
in the healing here. That is nutty.
Oh my god.
And
the
you know
double.
What?
Oh, baby.
He drew into a Blaster Dark. But I mean, it's still like a rear guard retire, or something you could poke the rear guards with. So I mean, still pretty good. Does he have more toms left over? Because he called that tom down pretty early.
Yeah. He's holding on to it. He knows that it's not Tim Tam time just yet. I will say this as much as I can. Alright, so failed the superior right, but spoiler alert, there's 2 grade 3 Tsukumis in hand.
Alright, so I expect him either to Soul Charge 1, or if he has like a blue eye or something, he draws like something and puts it to the bottom of the deck.
Yep. Alright, let's see here. Must 2, draw 2. Draw into the heel Amaterasu, unfortunately, but you know, it's not too big of a deal. You still get to work around a little bit. You can always use like blue eye and stuff to put them back on the bottom of the deck, and then just progress through your stack and get back to them.
How do you feel about this matchup though, from an MLB standpoint? I mean, of course, I'm spectating it currently as MLB, but how do you feel about it?
It really depends, like, if you can get to your stack before MLB just blows you up. So, if you can, pretty good. You're basically chilling. But if you can't, I think the deck is actually a bit too slow. Especially if you can't produce intercepts consistently. You really run into this, like, weird issue of just, like, well, I'm about to reach my win con. If you just give me another moment, just one more turn. You know, then
the one more turn practice when you play with the little brother or sister. It's like, need just one more turn, one more turn.
Just one more turn, yeah. But yeah, so that's kind of like the situation that it runs into, I feel like. And I mean, MLB is really not the deck to be giving extra turns to people. He's just like, me and my blaster boys, we're just pushing damage. We don't care about anything else. But here we're going to see a push to 4 and a heal back down to 3, but 2 face-up damage. That does mean a Blaster Blade, but sadly doesn't mean much right now because there's no grade 2. So, what could easily happen is a swing from a rear into a swing from MLB into a GG.
Let's see if he's going to commit the PG. He doesn't.
Oh, he doesn't. He's attacking with the... Okay, that's interesting. The draw is really big here. That's going to be 21k column, that if there's no defensives on the OTT side, we're going to be seeing a Blaster Dark defeat. Oh, but we get the heal instead.
Alright, he's sitting pretty. I would probably take out the CEO here. It's a column.
Yes. Like, at these cases, like, if you new players need something to learn, you know, sometimes I'm sure both of us, like, get people in the chat, they're like, hey, I'm new, what should I do? You know, don't leave up columns. If you leave up one, like, leaving up one thing means, even if it's a booster, you know, they can call anything to it, that's it. It can swing at your Vanguard. It can trade their rear guards and all that stuff. You gotta be careful.
Yep.
But luckily here, Tsugumi has the ability to draw into PGs, apparently. So that's gonna definitely help survive. There's also 2 toms in hand. Again, the Tim Tam time is not here, but it's approaching.
The damage is a little too low. I mean, we're like way into the stack, I think, already by now, so he can kind of just figure out how he wants his triggers to be set up, which order he wants his draws or his stands go into. It's kind of him just pacing out himself. I think it's just more or less a race against the clock of him being able to put his opponent to 4 damage or 5 damage potentially, since there's 2 PGs gone already.
And keep in mind, clock, we are on the last bar of timer. They need to hurry up or they're gonna run out of time. Okay, they managed to get through. Whew.
That was a pretty scary turn, Pat. I don't know.
Sometimes I will see these timers, man, that some of these players take, and it's just like, oh, just anxiety-inducing, man.
Do you rope sometimes?
I never intentionally rope. I only rope if it's necessary. Like, if I really do need to think, like, sometimes when I'm playing Great Nature now in Ranked, it's like I'll need to just take a moment and be like, okay, what's the optimal attack pattern? How should I power up here? Like, how am I going to retire my stuff and all that stuff? Oh, we get that heal. I wonder if he knew about this. Wait, he didn't?
He did.
Boost?
Like, I think he knew about it. That's why he didn't.
That really looks like it. Wow, that's a flex and a half.
Yeah. That's the only reason he didn't attack without boost in there.
Wow, what a flex. That just like, that's cool because it just goes like, yeah, I know my stack. You're in danger.
Puts him to 5. He needs to heal here this turn, or at least in his defensive turn, he needs to heal. So for a lot of people who don't know what roping is or what it stands for, it's sort of like, I guess you see the timer in between the turns. Usually it's a term that used in other TCGs as well, where you kind of just take... I wouldn't say you're slow playing your opponent. You're sort of like deliberate. You're very deliberate and meticulous in a lot of your plays, and oftentimes it can incite a lot of negative emotions from players sometimes.
Yes, negative indeed. Right, this looks kind of interesting. This 10k K, that wasn't what I was going for, but the K is like not doing much here per se. And that looks to be a slide drag.
Oh my god, I think he fat fingered by accident.
Most likely, but that's a very unfortunate fat finger. But gets the heal.
As I said before, that's sort of like the most important thing he currently needs.
Does Scam Your Money have PGs in hand? Spoil me.
He does, but I mean, in the face of a Tom, it shouldn't matter too much. If he has like a Gemini up or something. Oh, yeah, exactly. Really good line here. Like, even if it's 20k, his Vanguard does have a crit, and he could always form a column to force another PG or to get the game in. I like him getting rid of the column, not giving him enough draw to dig for more pieces. I love it.
Absolutely. All right, here it comes. Tommy himself. It's a weird situation because like he needs to now think about the triggers because like he's gonna dig through the deck with those blue eyes and you know. Ooh, look at that! Look at that! Look at that! He is. Oh, that is awkward.
Wait, what?
That is awfully awkward, but it looks like it's just going to be a bit of a push and an intercept, but Blaster Blade can take care of that. Oh my god, I see what he was doing. I see what he did. He knew that there was APG on the top card, so he was careful with his blue eye boosting so he can draw into the last PG. Because this way he can like, even if the opponent goes like, okay, take out the Tom with the K, and then swing to Vanguard and swing with the MLB, you can still survive. And then you have 2 counterblast next turn to draw the next 2 cards. So it's like borderline mind games at this point.
Okay. I see you. But I don't know if he's gonna give Pat that damage though. I don't think Scam is gonna give him that type of damage. Maybe.
You think so? It's looking like it.
I feel like he's in a very dominant situation.
Are you seeing this? I think he's just like, oh, it's just 1 card. What could you possibly have drawn into, you know? So for him, it's like kind of valid to do this.
It is.
And here we're gonna see it. The 1 of PG, baby. So now he gets to basically draw 3. See it? There is the Grade 2 Tsukuyomi here. And now there's no intercepts. Just make columns, bro. Let's go. How many PGs do we see in Scam's hand here?
2.
2. Ooh.
But there's no intercepts, so as long as he can create 2 columns, he's good. Like 2 of these side columns, as long as he can fill them.
Did you see that final turn declaration? My man's out here. He's ready. Take names. Filter that deck. Doesn't even matter anymore what's in there. I don't think there's much in there in terms of triggers anymore, honestly. He just drew into 2. He actually has 1 stand left, and that's it.
Yeah, he had to concede.
We're gonna see Scam just surrender. Wow.